Welcome to our podcast, Mind Over Matter. In the next 10 minutes, we will discuss sleep deprivation in teenagers. We have our regular guest for tonight, Reynolfo. He is currently studying psychology at University of Phoenix. He will share with us the nature of sleep and give us ideas on how to get a good night of sleep. Let's welcome our guest. Good evening, Reynolfo.
Good evening. I am glad to be here. This podcast is a wonderful idea to bring out the information about sleep deprivation among our teenagers. I know back in the 60s,
That's pretty long time ago, Reynolfo.
well, yes, I am one of those antique guys. The 60s were my teenage years, and back then I remember hanging out with my friends way past midnight, strumming guitars, trying to emulate the Beatles.
Really? Now let's talk about sleep. Explain to me the nature of sleep.
Alright, let me explain to you the rhythm of sleep. According to Dr. David Myers, a professor at Hope College in Holland, Michigan, the rhythm of the day parallels the rhythm of life from our waking to a new day to our nightly return to bed. Our bodies synchronize with a 24-hour cycle of day and night through a biological clock called circadian rhythm. Dr. Richard Ferber, the director for pediatric sleep disorders of Children's Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts, stated that our sleep is divided into two different states. One is called rapid eye movement, or REM, and non-REM. He explained that during non-REM, you lie quietly with regular heart rate and sleep pattern. The opposite happens in REM state, said Dr. Ferber. He said that in REM sleep there is much more activation of body systems, and it is in this state that we do our dreams. Additionally, Dr. Diane Papelia, who is a fellow in the Gerontological Society of America and currently affiliated with the University of Pennsylvania, also explained that as we move through the four stages of our REM sleep, our sleep gets progressively deeper, and when we reach our deepest sleep, we move back up through the stages and into REM sleep. And this is where our dreams occur. She explained that even though while in REM sleep, our brain shows a lot of brain activity, however, our muscles are so relaxed that movement is impossible.
That's interesting. Then, why do we sleep? I remember the last time I didn't have enough sleep. I feel terrible.
Yes, indeed, we definitely need sleep. Sleep takes roughly one third of our lives. If we don't get it, we feel awful.
Obviously, we need sleep. But why?
Why? According to Dr. Kuhn, who is an author of numerous psychology books and taught at Santa Barbara City College for 20 years, our brain needs sleep to keep its circuit and chemicals in balance. Just keep a person awake for several days and see how he becomes disoriented. Let's say I did an experiment on you and I did not let you sleep for a few days. How do you think it would affect your body and mind?
Oh, I will feel drowsy and terrible. I probably will not be able to concentrate.
Exactly. You would become terribly drowsy at times, especially during the hours when your biological clock programs you to sleep. By the way, the major effect of sleep deprivation, especially to teenagers, is sleepiness. Dr. Myers mentioned that due to modern light bulbs, television, shift work, and social diversions, people today more than ever suffer from sleep patterns that thwart their having energized feelings of well-being. Teenagers, according to Dr. Myers, typically need 8 to 9 hours of sleep, but now they average nearly 2 hours less sleep a night than their counterparts 80 years ago.
Are you saying that 8 to 9 hours of sleep is what teenagers need in order to have enough sleep?
No, not exactly. That is like telling everyone to wear a medium-sized shoes. Everyone has his own sleep pattern. For example, some people, the short sleepers, even though they are only 8% of the population, they only average 5 hours of sleep every day, and they feel perfectly fine. On the other end of the scale, we find the long sleepers. They are the ones that take 9 hours of sleep minimum in order for them to feel fine.
Amazing. So, Reynolfo, tell me, how can I tell how much sleep I do really need? Our listeners may also want to know how they can tell that their sleep patterns are alright.
Let me give you an idea if your sleep pattern is giving you the sleep that you need. This is part scientific and part subjective, so bear with me for a second. Pick a day when you feel well rested. Then sleep that night until you wake up the following morning without an alarm clock. If you feel rested when you wake up, that is your natural sleep need. If you are sleeping fewer hours than that, then you are building up a sleep debt every day. Like what Dr. Williams Moorcroft said, if you go to sleep and you do not feel tired the next day, you had enough sleep.
I have twin boys, and I remember not too long ago, in their teenage days, they loved to play computer games until later at night. It seems that young adults today sleep less. Why is that?
I agree. Dr. Kahn mentioned that there is a condition that is all too common to our teenagers, and that is hypersomnia. Dr. Kuhn said that the reason for hypersomnia is the rapid physical changes during puberty increase the need for sleep. However, sleep time tends to decrease during the teen years. At a time that they need more sleep, many adolescents get less.
If teenagers are sleep deprived, why don't they just sleep more?
Well, as children enter puberty, they begin to stay up later at night. The following day, they have to get up early to attend school, regardless of what time they went to bed. As a result, many teens are seriously sleep deprived during the week. Then on weekend, when they sleep longer and get up late in the morning. After sleeping extra amounts for 2 days, many teens have difficulty falling asleep Sunday night. On Monday, they have to get up early for school and the sleep loss cycle begins again.
So that's why they are sleep deprived.
There are a lot of varied reasons why a person lacks sleep, said Dr. Kuhn. For one, he or she might be suffering from sleep disorder like insomnia. Stress can also cause a person to lose sleep. However, Dr. Kuhn mentioned that most of the sleep deprivation symptoms are reversed by a single night's rest. Habits also have a big effect on their sleeping hours. There are some people that want to stay up late to watch their favorite show in television. Another reason has something to do with their jobs. They probably work shifts and it does not match their circadian rhythms.
Now I understand. Tell us why to get a good sleep.
Dr. Myers has a few suggestions. First, relax before bedtime. Second, avoid caffeine. This includes chocolate after late afternoon and avoid rich foods before bedtime. Third, take a glass of milk before bedtime because milk provides raw materials for the manufacture of serotonin, a neurotransmitter that facilitates sleep. And lastly, exercise. and try to sleep on a regular schedule.
Thank you very much, Renolfo. We are out of time, and I hope there are teenagers that are listening and able to pick up some ideas from you on how to get a good sleep. Goodbye and be safe.
Thank you too.